Hi, I'm Anna Tallarico with Married to Growth, and here are some thoughts on dead deals sitting in your team's pipeline. Sometimes when we're looking at a sales person stuck pipeline, the cause ends up being a bunch of dead deals. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to get rid of those so that your forecast can be more accurate. Any qualification criteria used for an opportunity doesn't matter if a deal is sitting stuck in the pipeline, not going anywhere. And I have a simple view in regards to the viability of any deal. The buyer needs to be working the deal with the sales rep. There are no exceptions to this. When a buyer goes dark and the sales rep has followed a process to get them to re-engage with no luck, kill the deal. They may be qualified, they may even be a great prospect, and they may eventually buy. But if they're dark, they aren't working with you on the deal. They've deprioritized you. I take a pretty rigorous view of this. A buyer who's dark for 3 weeks is not thinking about buying. And yes, buyers get busy and weeks can slip by even when they intend to buy. But if they intend to buy or think they want to buy, they won't go completely dark on you. And there's another kind of deal to kill as well. When a deal is so one-sided that all of the engagement is coming from the sales rep and the buyer is behaving passively, that's also a dead deal to me. To buy, prospects need to do work as well. They have to gather up stakeholders, engage with procurement, they have to budget, they have to introduce you to key decision makers, they have to make the business case internally. Whatever their particulars are, good buyers have steps to do on their side, and they do them. If a sales rep is the only one putting effort into the deal and all the prospect is doing is showing up to calls, that is probably a dead deal that should be killed. A bunch of dead deals just clog up the pipeline and take mental energy that could be used for opening new, better, more engaged opportunities. So teach your sales reps to move the deal to close lost and move on. Of course, this doesn't mean that the prospect stops being worked. If it's the right buyer and you can solve their business need, pursue them vigorously, but they don't need to be sitting there in the evaluation stage for 3 months floundering around. There's no harm in closing the opportunity and reopening it later when the buyer gets re-engaged. So often reps and sales managers are afraid to disqualify a deal and get it out of the pipeline. But all that deal is doing is taking up mental and literal space that you can't use for the good deals. A prospect who is dark or a prospect who's not working the deal with the rep, those are just false positives, false hope. And hope is not a strategy to hit quota. It's a crutch that prevents you from working on the skills needed to sell value and sell solutions to business problems. If your sales team has a lot of dead deals in the pipeline, a lot being disproportionate maybe to your usual benchmarks, there's probably a skill gap somewhere. You're not selling value, you aren't being compelling enough to create urgency, to get and stay prioritized. You're not getting to the root of the business problem. You're not maybe finding the gap between current state and future ideal state. Rather than endlessly follow up on deals that are stalled, focus on the skills that will solve for the problem. And so that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you will reach out and stay in touch and let me know what you think about stalled and dead deals.